Namanda, 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 Namanda. Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
And welcome to our family service for today. It's nice to have everyone here. Just last week we had our Hanamatsuri service outdoors and Butsu pouring sweet tea over the baby Buddha to commemorate the birth of the historical Buddha. And it was very nice. Nice to have so many people, kind of unexpected to have maybe 4 times more than we had originally thought. So I'd like to go over our service order for today. We'll have a meditation reading to start with, and then we'll have the sutra chanting of the Sambujo and the Amida, the Sambujo and the Junirai. Nembutsu and Ekoku will complete the chanting portion of our service, and then I'll come back for our Dharma message. So for you to be ready, Sambujo is on page 2425, and Junirai is on page 67. Okay. So we'll begin with the Buddhist reading, meditation reading. Just join me in Gassho. As the sun shines upon the earth, awakening into growth the seeds that lie dormant in the soil, may the light of wisdom shine into our minds and truly awaken us to our ignorance, and by this insight stir us to strive for a life of deeper understanding and enlightenment. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, Namanda. Okay, we have some extra newcomers here, so welcome everyone. Nice to have you here. Yeah, please feel comfortable to join us in the sutra chanting. Namanda, 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 Namanda. 一生修上願力中
shu akuchishi ojo hotai shi bodai oga chodai midason gasetsu hison kurokuji shuzen muhen yokai sui shogyaku zengon shoujo sha eseshu jōshō iko Namanda, 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 namanda.
Yesterday I was at a memorial service and maybe over 40 people were sitting down, and the majority, maybe 90%, 95% were not Japanese, so various cultures, primarily white, Caucasian, and so passed out chanting cards, and if you're not familiar, you can just follow along and say that pretty much all of them just followed along. Just a couple voices were chanting with me. And afterwards I explained, even if you just follow along, as you listen to all the voices, your whole body will kind of settle into this meditative mind that's shared with everyone. And afterwards, it's kind of nodding in agreement that they felt that, and they sensed that. So that was kind of nice to see that they were able to acknowledge that. Yeah. So today I'd like to begin with this Wasan from Shindan Shoni, and it's also from the class, so you might recognize it. Please join me in Gassho. Ignorance and blind passions abound, pervading everywhere like innumerable particles of dust. desire, and hatred arising out of conflict and accord are like high peaks and mountain ridges. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. So in this verse, this wasan, Shindan Shonin is recognizing our human defilements, blind passions that are the basis for the conflicts that we face in our world and in ourselves, both. So violence and conflict within and also in the world today. So we can think of these images of particles of dust. You know, maybe you're in a darkened room and you open the curtain just a little bit and it catches the dust particles that are floating there. You didn't notice them before, but they're all kind of floating around through the air. And the mention of high peaks and mountain ridges, you can envision it's very high peaks all around us, surrounding us, and having us kind of confused, maybe wondering, which way do I go? Which way do I turn? To go up the mountain so I could see further, or to, go around the mountain so I can get out of this current situation. And so we look at, the world and the wars going on and conflicts that begin with our inner blind passions, greed, anger, ignorance, ego, all these types of things that come into play. And the same elements also for ourselves as we deal with, caregiving and all our responsibilities, our jobs and such, conflict with people at home or at work, and our own personal demons that we might have, and struggling with them. Each are these same blind passions that we struggle with. So today I thought I'd share again some of the things that we talked about in the first class that's going on right now, and thinking about why people, seems like more and more some kind of appeal to Buddhism. Many people want to look at the Buddhist teachings and practice, coming to our services and reading some books and things like this. And I think, in a sense, what is appealing to Buddhism is that it offers this way of seeing the world, a way of seeing life without a belief system that is centered around a deity or a God. And so lots of times Buddhism can be seen as a little more rational, a little more scientific. And so as we grow up and go through our education and through what we learned and how we learned in school, high school, college and such, maybe more attuned to Darwinian theories of evolution rather than creation theories. And we see this gradual evolution of all the animals and human life growing and developing and becoming able to use tools and going into agricultural revolution, industrial revolution, and this progression that we've all gone through. And so this is kind of closer to how we have been able to learn in school, and all of these are a little bit closer than to think of this creator God. And so sometimes there's a conflict there, and maybe a little more sensible to have a different approach. And so people want to look at Buddhism and see what is it exactly they're saying here, that some of it might resonate and some of it I'm not so sure of. So they come and look a little bit more closely to it. And so then the people who come to our temple, we think of other forms of Buddhism, and meditation is very popular now. Next class we'll talk about this, but meditation, and here we don't really do this sitting meditation practice. We do chanting is our vocal meditation that we do, and this Nembutsu recitation, Namo Amida Butsu, is kind of a mantra meditation, but just sitting for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 hour, we don't really do here. And it's kind of explained to us that in Shin Buddhism, the story of Hozo Bosatsu becoming Amida Buddha in practice for thousands of kalpas, and he brought forward this practice of saying, reciting the Nembutsu, and all the practice to become enlightened have already been done. So all we have to do is accept it in gratitude. So what is our practice? And we don't know what our practice is. What are we supposed to do? So in the class, I was trying to point out that all of these things we do here are practice, but it's not practice to move towards awakening, to become an enlightened being. But the practice we do here is kind of an expression of connectivity, to connect with each other, to connect with this resonance that is shared when we're chanting, not only with the people here, but with parents, grandparents, how we came to the temple and resonating with our own family members who have been maybe for generations and generations Shin Buddhists, and not only with them, but people from other cultures coming here, but as they listen and participate in the chanting, their voices are connecting to millions upon millions of people, maybe in America, in Japan, in other countries who have chanted these same words, and this resonance with this continuation. And so there's a connection that is gained, and this connection ultimately opens us to our connection with reality itself that we call Amida. So things that we connect to initially, first maybe our family members. These are recognizable aspects of this infinite. When we come to the temple, we meet and we say hello to other temple members. We have tea and sweets after service or something, work together to set up Hanamatsuri last week, or the bazaar, and we're connecting, and always. So this becomes our practice, and not just to be friendly and kind to each other, but in this connection, first to these individuals, but beyond these individuals, to this infinite reality that's swirling around, surrounding all of us. Wisdom and compassion in so many different forms, coming to touch our lives, to awaken us. And so this is a different form of practice, not to achieve something, but to connect with each other, and to do this repeatedly. And as we start to see this happening, we can see that there is kind of a awakening to what we're calling Amida, to what we're announcing when we express Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, right? We lose someone in our family, somebody very dear, and we thank others for, I'm sorry for your loss, well, thank you very much, but it's just not a lot of connection. But you go home and you offer a pinch of incense, or at the temple, and when you're standing alone, saying Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, and this depth of connection to the infinite, first through the person you lost, and then to a greater and greater element of life itself. So as we start to recognize this, then we open ourselves to seeing how this works and that it works. So I think this is all very important to be able to recognize. So I would like to close today and read this Wasan one more time. So please join me in Gassho. Ignorance and blind passions abound, pervading everywhere like innumerable particles of dust. Desire and hatred arising out of conflict and accord are like high peaks and mountain ridges. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. Okay, so thank you very much for being here, joining us for the service today, chanting together, listening to the Dharma. I will light the incense and we can all come up and offer incense here. Thank everyone else who was involved in the service, setting up, preparing the altar flowers and fruit offerings, rice offerings, and all these things. And later there are tech people who are involved in helping with YouTube service and getting that out to everyone who's at home and everyone who is staying at home. Thank you for joining us for service as well. So with this, we will conclude, and I'll light the incense now.
Namanda, 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 Namanda. Are you Stephen?
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
We'll come back next
Hi.
week. This is all this
Enmanji? Okay. Yeah, thanks for coming. So you live in Alameda and you're in Oakland?
Yeah.
When did you come previously?
That was New Year's Day. I don't know. Here's Eve. Probably 2018 or 19.
Okay.
And we had soup after the service.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think we rang the bell.
Mhm.
Yeah, bell.
Okay.
But it was a while ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember it was New Year's Eve though.
Okay.
Cause like,
Don't be so scarce.
I know.
Yeah, come back.
It's been a while. Well, things are closed. I tried to go to different ones.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
when COVID started,
Yeah,
everything-
shut things down.
everything was shut down, and I like being there in person. I've been checking out your
Okay.
YouTube channel.
Oh, good, good. Yeah, we just switched to the, well, this YouTube format. I used to pre-record it and I upload it.
That's
and
right.
all, so- Yeah, but just trying to keep some spacing and not making big announcements to come to service, but little by little, people trickling in, so,
Yeah.
okay.
Are you going to Sebastopol?
Yeah.
They're having a service there?
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
they're having their Hanamatsuri, so
Okay.
pouring sweet tea outside, kind of like we do.
Nice. What's your next? You're having anything else like in a month or two, or any kind of,
Special service?
or you know how you have sometimes like sell boxes of food or whatever, different fundraisers or things like that. For the
Yeah,
sauna.
we're having a clothing drive, so people are bringing clothing in. That
Okay.
kind of fundraiser. In June, we're gonna have our bazaar, at probably half the size of usual, but we'll have,
With the clothing stuff?
no, that's like Japanese foods. and
Oh,
stuff
okay,
like that, and
okay. I can donate some clothes to the fund because there's things I have that I just don't carry.
Yeah, if you want, put them in a bag and next weekend too, so you could bring
Okay.
them next weekend and come to service and drop them off.
Okay.
Okay, I like the strawberries. Do they signify anything?
This is just from the area I was in, I was trying to remember where I got this too. But they do
It is Easter, I know.
strawberries and dragonflies.
I know.
And that's cool.
So,
Oh,
don't worry,
dragonfly, I
had
didn't
to-
do that. Okay, nice.
Had to, dive deep into
Yeah,
that.
I'm not sure where I got this one. Usually they're not so happy. Okay. thanks
All
for
right,
that.
nice to meet you. I'll send it to you.